MAATSPORTS Podcast brings you the latest stories, news, happenings around the Finnish Football League. Do you want to know anything regarding the Finnish Football League? Then tune in to this podcast because Musa and Sebastian talk extensively about the Finnish football. This podcast episode is divided into two sessions, the Suomen Cup session and the guest session. We hope you enjoy it. All right. Welcome once again to yet another episode of MAATSPORTS Podcast. Let's have our discussion about the Suomen Cup games that have happened.
Yeah, definitely. So if we start with the postponed games, 3 games postponed.
Yes.
And in every game that was postponed, we saw some crazy numbers, didn't we? Every game that was postponed, it has to do something with this because, that is not football results right there. It's not a coincidence that each and every 3 games ended up, 5-0, 6-1 and 5-0.
Yeah, exactly.
Due to the cancellation and the moving of this game and the quarantines, whatever. But yeah. But anyway, like I said, Mikkeli just came and dominated that game. Jippo had no chance whatsoever. They were totally outplayed on the pitch. So yeah. Welcome to Ykkönen, so to speak.
Absolutely true. And the game, what's against Guineastan against Klubi 04?
Yeah.
That's actually quite a surprising game, I must say.
Again, that result, like we talked about earlier there, Klubi 04 were just in 2 weeks quarantine.
Yeah.
No team training, no nothing. So, I was telling you that this might happen. Guineastan have got, a good thing going there, They're playing really strong at the moment, Guineastan, getting the team together, getting their style of play together. And Klubi 04, not trained for 2 weeks, nothing done for 2 weeks, only, self-stuffs, gym, maybe this kind of thing, in isolation. So that was a result that I was basically expecting even. Guineastan would come in and, take the game, but 5-0 still, that's a pretty big result. But
yeah.
That was the reason, that I was suspecting or afraid that might happen due to those quarantines that Klubi 04 had to do before the game.
Well, that was I'm not expecting too much from Klubi 04, but the scoreline, that was a little bit on the high side for Klubi 04. That was a little bit on the high side.
And then we see the difference in quality when we go to the final game, HJK KTP, HJK 1-6-1. And they had been also in 2 weeks quarantine, the same as Klubi 04, but, their style, the level of players within the differences, it's clear. There we go. The top team in Finland, the winners of the Finnish Premier League, etc. 6-1. No team training for 2 weeks. They just came on the pitch, did their stuff, and, showed KTP why they are the Finnish champions at this moment.
Exactly. I mean, KTP is also a Veikkausliiga team this season. So, just like we said in the Veikkausliiga episode, I think that they're going to really feel the heat when the season really starts.
Yeah, again, same with Jippo, welcome to Veikkausliiga for KTP.
Absolutely. All right. So those are the 3 games that were postponed due to coronavirus situation or quarantine that the clubs have to go through. So now, after those games, of course, teams were shaped up and the round of 16, which have only 10 teams in the Suomen Cup, was played. And actually, there is an interesting pairing over there, the SJK Academy versus the SJK main team.
Yeah. Now, if I was a betting man and I would put my money, which team would you bet on? I haven't double checked this, but I'm pretty sure that game wasn't in any official, betting forum or that kind of betting site.
For sure, no betting site will put up with that game.
I don't think so either. So it's clear. It's clear which team won, and and it's pretty clear that they won in a gentleman style, only 3-0. I'm sure they could have won, even more if they would have actually wanted to push the game, and show their real place. But, it's against their own B team. So there was a mutual respect in that. They did what had to be done. Yeah. The level in quality was again clear. And like I said, a gentlemanish win for ASIK over their B team.
Over their B team, yeah. And that would be a very good should I call it a very good test match for the SJK Academia team and a very lovely, friendly match
Yeah, a wonderful opportunity for the B team players to show, the head coach of SJK, that, I'm here, pay attention, I'm coming. I want to place in your first team.
Exactly. And the other game for that round of 16 was, which, of course, we have only 5 games anyway, is FC Honka VPS.
Yeah.
Another Veikkausliiga Ykkönen pairing team. Ykkönen pairing game. So FC Honka won 4-0.
Yeah. Again, what we talked about earlier, the level of the teams between Ykkönen and Veikkausliiga is too big.
Yeah.
We're talking about VPS, who I said are one of the promotion favorites this season in Ykkönen, and Honka, who are placed somewhere around middle table in the Veikkausliiga.
Exactly.
And Honka were the away team. They had to play, away in Vaasa and end up coming 4-0 ahead.
Yeah.
And so the middle team in Veikkausliiga against one of the top teams in Ykkönen this season, most probably, and 4-0. The difference in quality is just, it's too big.
Too big, exactly. It's really too big. And it seems like there are no chance for any lower teams to compete against any top teams in Finnish football. It just looks like it doesn't really happen. There are no chances that it could even happen.
Yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, so, and moving away from that, then we have the Peppo, another Kakkonen, the second Akeli Kakkonen team in this round against P35, another Ykkönen team. And now it's also another 3 goals.
Yeah, BK35. Okay, so we've talked about it before, I think, in some of the previous episodes. They have a good thing going at the moment. They have their heads up high, their tails high, full of confidence. The team seems to be enjoying their football, grinding out these great results, time after time after time. One this kind of result could be just, down to a good day, a good luck. But once we have 2 or 3 of these kind of results in a row, it's much more than just, good luck or a good day. They are doing something right. Definitely the coaching staff is doing something right. The players are doing something right. The whole club is doing something right, all together. And it shows on the pitch, they're looking strong. They're looking strong, and definitely they could, even keep their place in Ykkönen this season.
Yeah, well, I definitely bet that they are going to keep their place in Ykkönen this season. They probably should be in one of the top 6 because they have been putting out a very good performance over these Suomen Cup games. And that must have prepared them quite a lot mentally, physically for the challenge that is coming ahead of them.
Yeah.
Sorry. And again, we have the Guineastan against Eastern as if 2 Ykkönen teams, actually.
Yeah.
That was quite an interesting game.
Yeah, Guineastan were just, barely survived relegation last season from Ykkönen, and AIF were on the top of Ykkönen. So I was expecting AIF to take this one. But like we talked about before, Guineastan have got now a good coaching team, some good players, a new team totally from last season, and they're getting the results. Okay, it went to extra time, but still, even though after extra time they found the will, they found the legs, to keep going and to get the result, get the goal that won them the game and made them progress in the Finnish Cup to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Really, I was really impressed with the Guineastan game because you actually talked about the coaching crew, you talked about the good thing that they're having going on with them in the team for this season. And they are really turning out to be the team that actually a team to watch out for. They
could be a surprise. So a so-called black horse in Ykkönen this season. Definitely.
Yeah. Yes. With them. And the last game in this round, it should have been the game between Ropes versus Helsinki EFK. But the game has been postponed. I'm not 100% sure why it has been postponed, but I want to believe that it's a situation of a corona, or the corona situation also in Rovaniemi might have caused the postponement.
Yeah, I think it was due to Helsinki EFK team having a coronavirus case, and they had to quarantine the whole team for 2 weeks.
Okay, because I was actually...
I'm not totally wrongly informed, I believe it's a case of COVID within the Helsinki EFK team, and they had to quarantine due to that.
Okay, all right, because I was actually thinking in this line earlier because Rovaniemi Palloseura should have been in Oulu for a friendly game I think last weekend, and the game was also cancelled due to some coronavirus situation in Rovaniemi. And so I was thinking that's probably the same reason why this one also was postponed. But of course, these things are happening these days, and games are being postponed, games are being changed, or times are being changed. Things are really happening regarding this coronavirus. And if we are actually going to quickly talk about the postponement of the Verkosliga season also this year, due to this whole situation, the Verkosliga games also, or the start of the Verkosliga season has been postponed again.
The first 4 rounds has been postponed forward into the fall season. So they will start now 1 month later than originally planned. That would start the Veikkausliiga in May, early May. Unfortunately, yes. But the truth is, of course, if Finnish teams have to play for an empty stadium, they won't be getting the money in that they desperately need. Yeah, that was one of the big things that they had to take into consideration when they made the decision to postpone the Veikkausliiga start, because with a high probability they would have had to play. They could have played, yes, but they would have had to play for empty stadiums. Yeah. And not many teams can handle that sort of loss of income in the Finnish Premier League. We're talking about so much money lost on home games that, 4 rounds, it's just such a big amount of money that they would lose. It could even put some teams bankruptcy.
It's true, absolutely. So let's just hope that things get better with the whole vaccine situation and the football starts running again as it should.
Hopefully. It's all about the vaccinations, isn't it? I mean, we have seen in the United Kingdom now, when they have successfully started their vaccination program and done an extremely good job on it. Their COVID cases have come plummeting down. They're already talking about getting back to normal in May.
Okay, wow,
that's in 1 month's time. Getting back to normal within the UK. All the cases have come down, the death rates have come down. Crashing down. Very, 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 very well. So it clearly shows that the vaccination works if it is implemented, strongly enough within the nation. And that's one thing now that the European Union and Finland has to do, also get their vaccination program sorted out so we can get back to normal.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait actually to see the football season start in Finland and be able to go to the stadium to watch the teams play. So that would be the best. It will be so sad to have an empty stadium in Finland. It will be very, very sad.
Yeah.
Very sad. Okay. Yeah. So now we have a couple of teams already who will be in the quarterfinals of the Suomen Cup. There is only one team that is not decided yet. That's a game between Ropes and IFK. But aside that, I think there is 7 teams already now in the quarterfinals of the Suomen Cup, and I will just go through it quickly. We have the FC Inter and the SJK Verkosliga team, the main team. We also have FC Honka, we have Oyiko, we have PK35, we have IFK Guinestan, and we have Coops, Kuopio Palonseura, and the 8th team will be either Ropes or Helsinki EFCO. From this possible 8 teams, Sebastian, which of these teams are you giving it to have to be crowned the Suomen Cup champions for this season?
Well, like we said earlier, Oyiko, clearly the favorite with the budget, the team they have. Like we said earlier, they should be winning the Finnish League and the Finnish Cup every single season.
Yeah.
Every single season, anything else is a disappointment. It should be their bread and butter. Win the Finnish League, win the Finnish Cup, get into European qualifications, Europa League, Champions League, and try to get into those group stages. That is the challenge for Oyiko that they are aiming for, that they should be targeting for and building the team towards. Because their budget is totally, it is just something else compared even to the second largest budget that we talked about in the Finnish League. Then way in their own style, in the stadium wise, budget wise, player wise. It just should be like that. And then we have of course, the catching up teams. We have Kups definitely coming in strong this season. Inter will be strong again.
Exactly.
There's basically no surprises in this final round, in the quarterfinals of the Finnish Cup, except for Haka not being there, of course. Haka should be there, the best team in Finland.
Wow. Well, unfortunately, they are not there anymore at this point. So
Yeah.
we are looking forward to next season for them. Hopefully, things get better. And but anyway, Aka is doing something pretty good things also for the coming season. So really, really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to what they have to offer. They've looked very solid again to me this season. They've made some good signings. So probably if those signings were available when the Suomen Cup started, maybe they will still be in the quarterfinal, or they will be in the quarterfinal right now. But unfortunately, they are out already. So let's leave them out for now. But yeah, that's for me. Also, I think Oyiko will be my number one favorite to win the Suomen Cup this season.
Yeah.
Number one favorite too. But you never know. I think Skopje and Palosora might be coming up with a whole lot of surprises this season. But at the end of it, when we come down to the semi-finals, I believe the 4 Veikkausliiga teams that are still here probably will be the FC Inter, Seinäjoki, SJK, Kuopion Palloseura. Actually, not that 4, sorry. Oiko, KuPS, FC Inter, and SJK. Yeah, those are the 4 that I think will be in the semi-finals if they are not paired against each other. Actually, no, it's not possible. FC Inter is paired already against SJK. So one will be dropping off from there.
Yeah. So I would say that Inter continues from that one. SJK will drop out from that pairing.
I would say that as well. And
then we have KuPS against Gnistan has been already. So that will be a good test for Gnistan. We will actually see where Gnistan is as a team, how good they actually are when they're going to play against KuPS in the quarterfinals here. KuPS will be at home, the home team also, so Gnistan will have to make the travel to Kuopio, the long trip.
Yes.
So it will be definitely a good game on Saturday to see, how far they actually have come from last season as a team. This will be, the main market for them. They have nothing to lose, only to win. If they lose 1-0, they will be proud of themselves. They've done a good job. Also, they have proven that, they might be even, eligible to get promoted into Veikkausliiga this season. Yeah. If they can handle that game.
Well, I was going to say that also, that if they should. Anyway, I'm not giving them any chance to win against Kuopio and Palloseura.
It's unlikely.
1-0, that should be like a job well done. A very good tap on the back for the players.
Definitely. And also the second pairing, FC Honka, PK35, exactly the same. PK35 had an excellent run in the Suomen Finnish Cup. Mm-hmm. And now when they're up against the Premier League team, Honka, who just beat 4-0, they will be again. We will see how good they actually are as a team.
Yeah. Exactly.
What level they actually are as a team when they play against the Veikkausliiga team now for the first time. So.
Well, we will see. But the truth is, we've talked about it earlier on this episode today. The difference is just too big between these leagues in Finland. It's almost impossible to give a chance to a team in the Kakkonen playing against a team in the Ykkönen. Likewise, it's also almost impossible giving a chance to a team in Ykkönen against a team in the Veikkausliiga. It's like it's almost impossible to happen that a team in Ykkönen will win against a Veikkausliiga team. The difference are just too big. Yeah. So for that reason, I think every Veikkausliiga against Ykkönen pairing in this quarterfinal will definitely be going to the Veikkausliiga teams.
Yeah, you said almost impossible. There's always a chance. There's always a chance for the surprise.
Exactly.
It's football. That's so wonderful about it.
It will be nice to actually see some kind of a big surprises. It will be nice to see Guinness going to KuPS, to Kuopio, and then getting a good result out of Kuopio. It will be very nice to see PK35 dealing with FC Honka and bringing a good spice to the game.
Definitely.
Magic
of the cup. The magic of the cup.
Yeah.
I'll be definitely rooting for the underdogs in those games. Definitely. I'll be rooting for Gnistan and PK35.
Awesome. Good. All right. I think we've gone through the games for the Suomen Cup as far as they have been played and the pairing that has been made for the quarterfinals as well. We have a guest in our midst today. We have a guest by the name Wilterlynd Inalien.
Great to have you, Will, with us tonight. Welcome, and thank you for joining us. Looking forward to having some good discussion about Finnish football and, other kind of stuff related to that. So yeah, I'm ready to go, Musa. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Awesome, Sebastian. And Will, what do you have to say to our listeners? Introduce yourself, tell them about yourself, and then we kick it off from there.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for having me, for one. And my name is actually Wilterlynd Inalien. Will is actually my nickname. And I'm from Florida in the U.S. And I came to Finland about, I would say, 2.5 years ago. And yeah, so I've been there ever since, and I've just been moving up and trying to improve every year to one day get to my goal, which is playing at a higher level. So yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, listen, you're coming from Florida. I mean, the land of sun and sunshine, beaches and whatever. And now suddenly you're in Joensuu. I imagine it's pretty cold in Joensuu, a lot of snow at this moment.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen weather like this ever in my life.
Yeah. So what's it like? What's the contrast? Has it been tough for you, coming to Finland and settling?
I would say maybe the first year was maybe the toughest. But by now, I pretty much know what to expect, when I'm coming here. The winter time is basically everybody stays in their homes, not doing too much,
Yeah, we're quarantining all the time, naturally.
Yeah, exactly. But I've had a little bit of experience because I was in Portland. I don't know if you guys know where Oregon is in the U.S. Yeah, so Portland could be kind of, the weather, it could be rainy, it could be kind of cold at times also. So it wasn't such a bad transition to Finland,
Yeah. So you've seen some bad weather in your life too.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't been in Florida the whole time,
Yeah. And you talking about not about transitioning, I guess it wouldn't be because anyway, it's a career. When we follow the career path, it leads us anywhere and definitely will go. But while your career path was leading you to Finland, it first led you to JBK.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to pronounce JBK, the full pronunciation of it, because I'm not just good with the Swedish word. Maybe the person can help again with that.
Jakobstads Bollklubben, West Coast Club, a Swedish talking area in Finland.
Yeah.
How
was life like, you coming into Finland for the first time with JBK?
Yeah. I mean, at first it was I would say it was a bit difficult for me at first, but I think everybody there was very nice, accommodating. They always, anything I ever needed, they always helped me out, So I would say one thing about Finnish people, they're very nice people. So it became a bit easy at the time, because I was there and I was very comfortable. I became very comfortable after a certain while. So I think it was very easy to play there, and I enjoyed playing the season there.
Wow. Awesome. That's very interesting to hear. Sebastian, do you have any comments regarding what Will just talked about now, considering his life in JBK? Jakobstads Bollklubben.
Jakobstads Bollklubben. Yeah, nothing much really, Like I said, I know the club somehow, not very intimately, but somehow, and I can agree that the Finnish people are very hospitable and nice once you get over the initial, because they tend to be pretty quiet and shy.
Yeah,
inward turning. They're not so social. They definitely have no idea of small talk whatsoever. But once you get past that, once you get to know them, they make you almost like a part of their family. They will always help you. They will always be there for you and support you, no matter where you are, what language do you speak. This kind of stuff. So it's good in that sense. Mm-hmm. One idea was in my mind, Will. Do you have any family? Do you have, a wife, girlfriend, kids, anything like this?
Yeah, I have my mom, I have my dad, and I have also my brother and my half-sister. So,
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, but okay, I don't have any family in Europe or anything like that. They're all mostly in Florida.
Okay, because that's another thing just, coming to my mind. Basically, sometimes players might have a wife and, some young children that they have to leave behind when they come to Finland, to pursue Yeah, that's easier then,
Yeah.
You're totally focused on your football. Yeah.
All right. So, after your experience with JBK, which you have already said that you really loved, you then moved on to FF Jaro.
Mm-hmm.
What was the experience like with FF Jaro or at FF Jaro?
You were playing in Finland and then in FFVRO.
Yeah. I think it was a very easy transition because obviously, as you guys know, the teams are in basically the same city. Yeah. So it was a pretty good transition because I already knew a lot of the players and things like that. So, and the players knew me. So it was good going into the team, getting that experience, you know, playing the games and things like that. So I think definitely great people as well, you know, so it was very easy for me, like I said, because definitely it was in the same town, same people, same everything, you know, so it wasn't very difficult for me to go from Ibeko to go into Yaro.
Yeah. And like we discussed in the earlier podcast, the relationship between these two clubs, JBK and Yaro, the JBK is really, it's a B team for FF Yaro. We play in the Premier League, so they have a lot of players moving between the clubs. Naturally, the coaches work together. I wasn't sure when you were with JBK, was Jimmy Ward the head coach there with you then?
No,
he wasn't there still.
Jonas Sandlin.
Okay. I think Jimmy Ward was after that season. He was the head coach of JBK, and now he's the head coach of Yaro for this season.
Right.
Yeah. So just a pointer there. So you know, I can imagine it was an easier step to make up for Yaro.
Yeah.
So why did you decide to move from West Coast to the East Coast?
In Finland. I don't know. To be honest, I had good conversation with the coach. The coach seemed to believe in me a lot, and he had a good idea of how he wanted to play, and I fit that. And I think, to be honest, and also I like the name. I like the name Yippo a lot. But other than that, I thought it was a really good fit for me because the way the conversation went with me and him, it seemed like he actually believed in me and he was very honest about everything. So I think it was a good move for me, definitely.
Yeah. And that's so important from a player's point of view that, you know, he gets the feeling that the coach actually, A, wants you there really, and B, has faith in you and, you know, is ready to work with you. That's so important for the player to come in. Definitely. Yeah. And also, Jippo Musa, wasn't Musa Jippo one of those clubs just got promoted?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So they're, you know, moving forward, you know, also as a club. Yeah. So that's really nice. You could be in for a tough season though, just promoted, you know, coming to new better levels.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot, man. But I have a lot of faith. We'll do pretty well.
Yeah. So what's the team like with Jippo? Good lads?
Yeah, like as usual, you know, it's like maybe all Finnish teams, you know, they're very nice guys, you know, from the first, you know, they're a little bit shy and then they start to speak to you a little bit more in training and things like that. So, yeah, it's really good guys. Guys.
Yeah. Do you have a young squad?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of young players here. Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, so you're one of the senior guys there, are you?
No, I don't know about that one. I'm just 21 still, but
no, that's not too bad.
I think there's a good mix.
The experiences, you might be one of the senior players over there.
Yeah, experience-wise, probably,
Yeah.
Okay, and meanwhile, you said that you like the name Yippo. I picked that up from you earlier. Do you have anything associated with such a name that makes you feel comfortable with the name, actually?
No, it just sounds like a very happy name to me, you know. So this, jokes aside, you know, but like, it just sounds like a very happy name to me. Because I remember when my agent first told me about it, I was like, Yippo. I never heard about it before, but but we kind of made a joke a little bit that the name was a very happy name, very nice name.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really good to have something very important as happiness attached to the football club that you are playing at. It gives you a lot of motivation, even it keeps you going, and it makes everything a little bit much easier for you.
Yeah, right.
And now, Will, you are in Yippo and you are ready to go for the season. What are your aims? What are your objectives for the season with Yippo?
I mean, my objectives was always, probably every season, would be to score a lot of goals. That's always definitely what I always want to do. But I think the important thing is to go into every game and pretty much like win or lose, always put everything out there, no matter what. So we can go from, you know, we could play the game and then after the game, we could say that we tried everything we can, to win the game. So I think that's very important. And one of my big objectives is definitely of course, every season to be better than I was the last season. So that's definitely one of my goals, just to improve in every aspect of my game.
Oh, awesome. Good. Really, really good to hear that. And we wish you, definitely you and people this season, the very best of luck. But tell us, now that you've been in Finland for almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
The weather that is not really good with you. What other things about Finland, let's be sincere here, that you don't really like?
Oh man, no, I think the weather is the biggest thing for me, and it's I think the weather. I think I could just say the weather. The weather is probably the biggest thing for me. It's very I don't know, maybe it gets warm, maybe not even a month, maybe 2-3 weeks it's warm, and then the rest it's a bit windy. But it's okay other than that. Yeah. I don't really have anything else bad to say, but the weather.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, I have to agree, Will. I have to agree. I hate the weather in Finland. It's grey, it's damp, it's wet. It's almost the same as in England, the weather, but it's a bit worse because we get this horrible snow also on top of it. So.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay. So, Sebastian, do you have any other question for Will?
Yeah, I was just interested when you were in the States, Will, still at what level did you play in the States? Was it university or MLS or academy?
Yeah, when I was in the States, I started off playing, I was playing in academies in Florida. And then one tournament, I guess the Portland Timber Scouts saw me one tournament. And then I ended up going to Oregon to play in the MLS academy there when I was about 16, 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was there for about 3-4 years. And then that's when after I left there, I ended up connecting with my agent, and then that's where we ended up in Finland.
Okay. And what would you say was the biggest difference between MLS academy level football when you were 16, 17, that age, and when you made the step into Finland with the JBK, for example, who then I think they played kolmonen. Did they play kolmonen or kakkonen?
Kakkonen, yeah.
Kakkonen, yeah. But still, what was the biggest difference with the football? Was it the intensity? Was it physicality? Just give us your ideas.
I would say the big thing is physicality. It's very physical in every Finnish league. So I would say the physicality, and but I would say in the MLS academies you have more technical players. Because I don't know if you noticed, but I think US has a very strong youth, throughout their national teams and things like that. So
and they're improving all the time a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say technically, I would say the US academies would be a bit on a higher level. Yeah.
So the physicality was the main difference. What about intensity? The tempo of the game.
Yeah. It's very intense and physical in Finland, I would say.
Okay, wow, that's quite interesting to know about the American football or American soccer. Don't let us call it American football here, because it's something else totally. But
we could just say football. We can say football.
In the States, you call it soccer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what about after your step when you got with after Jaro, who played ykkönen? Was it a big difference between kakkonen team, playing in kakkonen and playing in ykkönen?
I would say so. I would definitely say so, because the game
a lot higher.
Yeah. I would say it would be a lot higher, because I think the chances that you get in kakkonen aren't the same you get in ykkönen. I think in ykkönen maybe you get 3-4 chances if you're playing a team that's a good team, a top team. In kakkonen you get maybe 2 or 3 chances, So I think definitely there's a big difference there, I think.
Yeah. And that's one thing we've been talking with Musa about, that the level between the Finnish top 3 tiers is too big.
Yeah.
It's so uneven when you go to the bottom of kakkonen, bottom teams of kakkonen, they're so much behind, even the bottom teams of Veikkausliiga, the top level of Finland, It's a too big a difference, we somehow have to get it more even if we want to improve our football level in Finland.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
And this season, you will be playing against your former team, which is FME. How much are you looking forward to that, actually?
He likes to ask the juicy questions. No, of course, but I'm that sort of player. I always have certain teams on the list, on the calendar. I want to score against, or like prove something against. But yeah, definitely, I think it will be like every other team. I'm ready to give my best for every team.
Awesome. I think a lot of footballers have this kind of a thing that, it's my former team, I want to play at my very best. That's why I asked. But very good answer to that question from you anyway.
I just have to follow on that question, Musa.
Yeah.
Will, when you score a goal against Jaro, will you celebrate? Yes or no?
No, I will not.
Respect.
I don't usually do a big celebration anyway, so I will be just as normal.
Yeah. Wonderful, good stuff.
Yeah.
Good. So let's talk a little bit about the involvement of MAATSPORTS to your moving back to Finland. How was the relationship with the president regarding the MAATSPORTS? How was the communication? How was the move? How was everything?
It was very well. It went very well. He contacted me, and we had a conversation on the phone, and he basically told me that Yipo wanted me, and that and we had and he connected me with the coach and things like that. So I think, and he had also made sure that I felt very welcome, made sure like everything was okay when it had to deal with like the boat ride, the train ride, everything, So I think it was definitely a really good one. He's a very good guy. So
awesome.
It's very smooth.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear, don't we? Agents taking care of their players, definitely.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes. Yeah. Wonderful.
Really pleased to hear that. So, don't let us take much of your time, Will, this evening. What are the final words that you have to give us to our listeners, to your fans? Because definitely you will be generating a whole lot of fans from Yipo this season, from your also from Jaro. What would you like to give them as a note for the season?
But I would just like to say thank you guys for having me on the podcast. But I would just like to say I look forward to just, playing the season, scoring goals, just having fun, basically. That's what it's all about.
Good. We are very pleased to have you also here on the podcast this time. And I guess we are going to have you probably before the end of the season again, just to go through what the season has been like for you.
Yeah, definitely. We can do that.
Awesome. Nice to have you here. And Sebastian.
Yeah, thanks, Will, so much. All the best for you and your team for this season. Looking forward to seeing you score some wonderful goals.
Yeah, thank you.
Remember, mate, always when you score a goal, you should celebrate. It's a scoring, it's celebration. Except against Jaro.
Right.
Wonderful. Cheers, Will. Top man.
Thank you.
Yes. On this note, we will be wrapping up for today's podcast. It's been our pleasure again to be here. Sebastian, an outro message that you used to do for our listeners.
Okay, thank you, listeners. Come back, subscribe, give us messages, stuff like that. Thank you for listening and watching. Great to see you guys. Hopefully see you next time again on the next episode of MAATSPORTS Podcast. See you guys. Stay safe.
This podcast is brought to you by MAATSPORTS, a football management company.